your right to know.
Good morning. Here is the news update at 10 on Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5FM. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered the former Chief of Air Staff, Mohammed Diko, to refund 57 million naira to the federal government within 7 days. Justice Nnamdi Dingba, in his judgment, held that the sum which was used for the renovation of a personal property that belonged to the former Air Chief should be returned back to the coffers of the Nigerian Air Force. Diko, who was the Chief of Air Force between September 2010 and October 2012, was arraigned before the court on January 25, 2017. The EFCC had in its charge accused him of complicity in money laundering and procurement fraud to the tune of about 9.7 billion naira. The Coalition of Women Association in Ogun State has raised alarm over the high mortality rate among pregnant women in the rural areas of the state. The women who stormed the State House of Assembly complex called on all mothers and guardians in the state to enroll in the state health insurance scheme to guarantee their access to qualitative primary health care services. Speaking during the rally, the Vice President of the Coalition of Women Association in the state, Fumilayo Oguniyi, demanded quality representation in politics and governance in the forthcoming election. Oguniyi added that slots should be allocated to pregnant women under the health insurance scheme. She lamented the high mortality rate among pregnant women in the state, saying quick steps must be taken to avoid further death of expectant women. The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has voiced out that the calls for the repatriation of artifacts and antiquities of Yoruba origin must be backed with the ability to secure the items when eventually repatriated. The monarch spoke at the Igbo Local Heritage Site, Ile-Ife, during the on-site exhibition and opening of the ancient Igbo Local Heritage Site, where the prominent Orio Local bronze head was believed to have been discovered, excavated in 1910 and taken to the British Museum. Oba Ogunwusi declared that he is already working with some tertiary institutions to ensure that the artifacts, when returned, are properly kept for cultural and economic use. The National Agency for the Prohibition and Trafficking in Persons says it has rescued about 17,500 trafficked persons since it began its operations in Edo State in 2003. In a statement, the Benin Zonal Commander of the agency, Ndukan Wanwene, said 502 persons have been convicted within the same period. Induka will noted that the agency will continue to promote campaigns against human trafficking and seek the collaboration of traditional institutions to combat the menace. It is disclosed that the perpetrators of the evil act always come under the guise of helping the victims to seek better opportunities in a foreign land. Induka stressed that the victims, who are mostly transported abroad through illegal means, are often left traumatized with their experiences, while others die before they get to their destination. The hence the news update at 10 on Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5FM. Many thanks for listening. Do join us as noon for the world news. I am Amutajero.
Analysis
Reports.
and commentaries on the